Shakespeare's Sonnet 129, a lustful person longs for sensuality. However, this sensual gratification does not give him any real pleasure. The pleasure lasts for as long as the sexual act lasts. A man begins to hate himself as well as the woman with whom he had engaged in a physical relationship the moment his lust for this woman has been satisfied. He begins to feel disgusted with the sexual act itself, the one he had just engaged in, with the woman he had lusted. Well, this is a gist of what Sonnet 129 is all about. Welcome to the channel, friends. In today's class, I am going to narrate the summary of William Shakespeare's Sonnet 129. I have already explained this sonnet line by line in my last video. You will find the link on the end screen of today's video. Shakespeare begins Sonnet 129 by observing that an action which is lustful in nature is merely the wastage of one's stamina. The vigor and energy of a person gets spent in such an act because it is not inspired by genuine love. A lustful act brings disgrace to the one who indulged in the act. A sexual act influenced by lust is an act of deceit and falsehood. It is an extreme act born out of savage feelings. Such an act is rude, cruel, and is not worthy of trust. A person who is a victim of lust enjoys the act for as long as it lasts. In the heat of the moment, the act seems fine. However, once the job is done, and especially when this victim of lust comes back to his senses, he realizes his folly. He begins to hate himself for having indulged in such an act. He also begins to hate the act itself. Moreover, he also learns to despise the person with whom he had indulged in this act. Lust is a feeling which knows no reason or logic. Man behaves like a crazy hunter when he is filled with the desire to engage in an act of lust. Once the act is done, the lustful act is hated by the person who had engaged in it. He hates the act beyond reason. He feels suffocated like a fish who had been trapped in a bait. It feels as though the bait of a lustful act had been laid on purpose to drive the victim of lust crazy enough to engage in the act. Such a person is not only mad in his pursuit of lust, he is also mad while he is in possession of the object of his desire. He is mad for as long as lust is not satisfied. The lustful man was mad as a hunter. He is mad while having the object of his desire in his grip, and he is mad as he waits to satisfy his lust. His extreme desire is a sort of craziness. His lust gives him extreme pleasure while he is performing the physical act, and later that pleasure seems to become unreal. It appears like a dream to him. The whole world is aware of the nature of lust. However, what the world does not know is the way that would help a person to keep away from this thrilling pleasure which leads to extreme misery and disillusionment. Lust is a feeling which is so treacherous that from a distance it looks like heaven, but in reality it is nothing but hell. Nobody seems to have a proper idea of how to avoid this path of lust and lead a calm and peaceful life. What the poet means to say is that the whole world appears to be aware of the artificial nature of sensual gratification, yet nobody seems to know how to avoid it. Lust has become more available than love. As a result, debauchery has spread in every nook and corner of this world. With this, I come to the end of today's class. Click on the end screen if you are looking for line-by-line explanation of this poem. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Bye.